We're here at the top of the Passo Giao, which is the final climb of stage 17 from Falzon to Cortina d'Ampezzo. This is the tough final climb. It's 10 kilometers long and 9 to 10% average. The steepest gradients are about 15%. There's probably no greater feeling in cycling than to come over the top of a mountain and plunge down the descent on the other side. It's really a feeling of elation. The descents in the Giro d'Italia tend to be quite technical, steep, lots of switchbacks, and very fast. While descending, you have to be quite comfortable and relaxed and just let the bike flow beneath you. The bike is moving incredibly fast. You're in complete control. There's no motor. You're just flying down a mountain. And, it can take an hour to ascend a climb and minutes almost to get down it because of the speeds at which we're traveling. And it's quite a unique feeling. There's just the sound of the air around you, maybe the brakes squealing beneath you, and the freewheel ticking over. Weight is not only a crucial factor, but also size and aerodynamics on a bicycle. So you'll see riders crouch down as low as possible on their bikes, much like a downhill skier, in a tucked position, because the cyclist will move 10, 15, 20 kilometers faster if he's in a tight tuck and is low to his top tube and just as compact as possible. A super tuck position, like a downhill skier, which is right down here, as low as you can get on the bike. It's also quite dangerous because you don't have as much control. You're crouched right down onto the top tube, so you can't shift your body weight as easily. But on a straight bit of road, it's definitely the fastest position. The bike will accelerate quickly as soon as you get down, crouched right down. At the moment, probably the Nibali is one of the best descenders in the peloton. Mark Cavendish is a great descender as well. The sprinters generally tend to be really good descenders because not only are they good bike handlers, but they use the descents to make up the time that they've lost on the climbs. You also want to be in the drops. It's probably the safest position to be in. It's also the most aerodynamic position. Our 70-kilo rider will go 22% faster when descending in the drops over the tops.
There will be a number of things affecting the riders at this point in the race, specifically on stage 17 of the Giro today. There will have been over a number of mountain passes before, really digging deep into the red, going up. Temperature variations as well, they can play a big factor. So as a general rule of thumb, the temperature changes or drops 1 degree every time you climb 100 meters. So of course, if it's 25 degrees at sea level, once you get up here to 2,300 meters, you're not far off freezing point. So accumulation of fatigue from the different climbs. It's important for the riders to feed themselves properly because they've got to be able to concentrate coming down this descent.
As the riders go over the top of the mountain, they'll only have about 18 kilometers left until they reach the finish line, but it's still important to make sure the body doesn't run out of sugar.
It's a technique that a few pro riders have used in the past. I remember Bettini talking about it before he won the Worlds one year. He tried this in the Vuelta, which is almost deliberately bonking. So, not having a huge breakfast during one of the stages and not eating many carbohydrates or consuming many carbohydrates during that stage. And the reasoning behind it was after completely depleting your body of glycogen, it had a tendency when you carbo loaded over the next couple of days to take in as much of that glycogen as possible and really carbo load and really buffer the stores in your body, so that for a long race like the World Championships, which is coming up for him, he still had that carbohydrate store towards the end of the 7-hour race. Well, we've just done the last mountain climb and descent into the finish here for stage 17. And looking at the way things are going to play out, this is a really, really tough stage. We haven't done all of the climbs at the start, but the last climb is very hard. There's some big gaps going to open up there, small groups and almost individuals coming up over the top. So the descent is really going to be a key, either maintaining the gaps that you've already got or trying to catch back the gaps that you have opened up in front of you. Obviously there's going to be a stage win up for grabs, and also the GC rider is going to want to either minimise time differences to people in front or gain time on their rivals. So very, very important descent. It's quite technical immediately from the top, lots of hairpins, some bits through trees where depending on the weather there could be some damp patches, and so the really good descenders, the likes of Nibali, who are known for their descending, could really maximise some time gaps against some of the lesser descenders.